When we were first awarded this project, we toured the school, and for me it was heartbreaking to see the facilities that these kids were learning from. There was a lot of buildings with no windows or very few windows. It was located in an area of Everett that has struggled and is rebounding right now. So the high level view from that was, how can we create this facility where kids will feel safe? They can feel that this is a learning environment that they want to be at.
We've got a couple spaces set up in the building, the common spaces in the hallways, where students are able to, or teachers are able to have students go out and work. And it's been really beneficial to be able to, as a teacher, split that class and say, hey, you 5 need to work on this part of this assignment, and the other 20 of us are going to be working on something else. So having that separation to be able to utilize the open spaces.
The way that we've created our counseling offices to be in our hallways that correspond to the grade levels, so our 8th grade counselor is right next to the kids in the passing periods and is accessible. Same thing for 6th grade, 7th grade. That's a quick way to get some help, get some support, take a break if a student is struggling, that I think supports the social emotional learning. In robotics classrooms, those are really state-of-the-art and also accessible to students in different ways, and the creations that I think we'll be able to make here are going to be pretty phenomenal. So those pop up in my mind. Also our science labs. I was visiting a science lab yesterday. Teachers were, the teacher had the kids spread between the class and the lab, and they were all huddled around. Their pennies were turning gold and they couldn't believe it. So just the discussion, the hands-on capabilities between the classroom environments.
We really had an opportunity to, in an urban setting, try to create a secluded area that still felt outside, a controlled environment that felt like nature was there. And I think NAC hit that one out of the park, in that we've got a courtyard here that is not only functional and beautiful, but tends to get rave reviews.
I think the interior courtyard is probably my favorite space, but we see it more often now, where we'll get a class out there and they're doing games, because there's some things that you can't do in classrooms with all the tables and chairs. And so they're taking them out there and doing icebreakers and getting to know you activities. And it's such a welcoming space that I think that sets those classes up to get to know each other and feel comfortable and safe together.
When we first started this process, we toured 3 other middle schools that were within the area. There was a couple of the middle schools that had these elevated seating areas in the commons that this staff really resonated with. They felt that those were areas that these students claim as their own, and they didn't have to be part of the bigger crowd. So we developed these little areas within the commons where you can have individual seating with a few kids, or you can be out in the big group. So it was just that variety of spaces within the commons that didn't just make it this big open space. It actually made it more warm and comforting.
This building really has improved the feel of being at North and what that means to be a North Star. Everything we were hearing from the neighbors, from our community, was really positive. We had some people coming in who had been in the previous building, who had been at North years ago, and now their kids going here. And it's been really positive to hear the impact to the community.
The faces of our students and our families when they visited for our orientation, community members were able to look for their teachers and to be in this building, and so coming back. And I think having the facility that we have, having North, this brand new school, was a huge success. Just the brightness of, wow, look at this building we get to be in.